Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on Forza Horizon 5 for some more multiplayer races. For this one, we are racing sort of famous vehicles from movies and TV shows. However, we've done this a couple of times in the past, it's always good fun. However, for this one, all the races are off-road, so cross-country or dirt circuits. I have tried something. I'm not sure it's going to work very well, but I'm going to give it a try. Gone for a rally fighter. I figured, see, we're off-road, cross-country, so we're going to be doing jumps and water sections and all of that sort of stuff. The rally fighter, the SUV with some ground clearance, could be quite decent at this, and there's not many SUV sort of off-roady stuff to choose from, right? That's the plus point. And the downside is it's quite heavy, and it's probably not going to be great in the corners, so there is that. But I am the only one. I am the only one that has gone that route in this one. I mean, we've got Crown Vic, Daro, the Diora, Subarus, and all sorts of cars in this, right? And I have a rally fighter. It has got the 6.2 litre V8 put into it. It's supercharged, which the hope is it'll be quite decent. This is more of a kind of acceleration car, basically. But I don't think it's going to be the best thing ever, but it's something a little bit different. It might work here, because I'm hoping the landing of the jumps we're going to be better than anyone else. That being said, it's actually pretty poor on that first jump. So, yeah, maybe not. We will have to wait and see, really. The DeLorean was my backup choice. I have a pretty decent one. I want to like an A-Class. So the fact that one, yeah, is probably a slight bit faster. In all of this, we will see what we can do in terms of chasing down the cars at the front. I'm hoping we're going to land nicely here and we're going to be able to make up a lot of time. No, actually, the normal cars land better than us. That's not great. Oh, nice of understeer through there. I think the problem is it likes to lift up quite a lot, and then we have wheels not where they need to be, and that is a problem, perhaps, for the rally fighter, but it's really bad on the... So the car that I thought was going to be good on the jumps, one of the main reasons why I got this is it should, in theory, have been good on the jumps, is not. Is just not good on the jumps. So that's fun. That's fun. I guess that idea isn't going to work out so well, not so great for us. Whether we can maybe catch the Diora, whether we can maybe catch the Crown Vic. Crown Vic's actually doing pretty well. Diora, I'm surprised. I thought I was going to really struggle. Oh, that's not a terrible landing. There, we have got... Oh, the Crown Vic landed awkward and missed a checkpoint. Yeah, it's kind of a case of... We look like we're a lot closer match to the Diora. The top two have just gone very irrelevant to me here. The Diora is the one we're closest to. Again, the landings are so bad in this. How are they this bad in the one vehicle here that's really designed for off-roading? You could argue the Escort was a very successful rally car, and that is true, but it never really hit jumps like this. The Diora is fictional. But was it a TV show or a movie? I don't remember. I never actually watched the Hot Wheels stuff, which is probably sacrilegious to some, but I never actually did. But yeah, I mean, that's... If we ignore the fact it's fictional, the ground clearance alone is pretty bad on it. I think we've actually twisted a bit too far to the... Oh, God, that's awful. Okay, we want to go more to the right there for a good landing. We are losing out to the Diora, because that is just... It's just too quick. Now, I've got to be careful, actually. The hot rod behind that Ford is not that far back. So if we get into any sort of trouble, that could well look for a way past. We will be careful through there. I feel like this is a track that we should have been good at, and I feel like we're really struggling. Well, probably doesn't bode well for the rally fighter. I mean, you never know. There are some strange oddities when you have when you do this, that some cars can suddenly turn out to be very, very fast at different tracks. Oh God, this one here is just this one. I am astounded. I don't quite know what makes the cars land well or land badly over those jumps, but whatever it is not working for this. It has got all sorts of problems over there, and we are now under threat from the... Now, I'm going to let that go, because I knew it wanted to have a dive. Not too fussed about that. We will carry some speed on the exit, and hopefully keep the position. This is the final lap. The only problem is that we can fight for the position as much as we like over here. There is a very real possibility, however, that as we get to this final jump, we might... How do we do it on the first? Should we really fire it this way? Maybe. It's not great. It was better. It was definitely a lot better landing on the kind of concretey bit there for the rally fighter. Definitely a lot better. Ugh. It's a fourth. I mean, okay, at the end of the day, fourth isn't terrible. Lap time wasn't very good. We weren't that far off the Diora. It was just the landings of that... landings of the big jump. They were the problem. The Crown Vic fell back from a missed checkpoint, but had some speed going on. Yeah, an interesting first race, that's for sure. We head to the Baja Scramble for our next race. Got a nice spot on the grid. That's about all. I think third is the best that we can hope for, realistically. There is less jumps to kill us. I think, to be honest, me and the Diora are kind of quite similar. We're probably quite heavy with a decent chunk of power, right? The Diora might handle a little bit better than me, potentially. I don't know. We didn't really see. But yeah, that's going to be, I think, my main competition is going to be the Diora, potentially the hot rod, the Ford as well. I don't know what else might work here better. I mean, we were terrible over the jumps, but there are potential for other cars to be even worse than we were. So we'll kind of see how it pays out. Like the jumps here are the jump there is pretty big, but that's about the only one that we really have to be worrying about. Now these corners could be a problem for us. I don't know. We will try our very best to make it work. We'll try and use the banking if we can. And then we will run a little bit lower through there. The Crown Vic is going to struggle. See, the Crown Vic's going to struggle for grip as well because it's heavy. Crown Vic's just a very heavy car naturally as well. So there's that. Crown Vic, the back end looks uncomfortable over some of these bumps. We're going to try and duck underneath it. And if we can get off the bridge to the inside, or the Crown Vic's twisting in the air, that is not what you want at all. They will have to lift out of that one, I think. Although I'm on such a tight line, I'm going to have to lift out of that as well. So there is that. Something just ended up in the wall. Was that the Escort? Ended up in the wall? I'm not sure. Third gear might have to do on the exit of this. Okay, so there's an Escort. The Escort is very much the opposite of what I am in all of this. The Escort is small and light. Well, that might get chucked around over the bumps a little bit more than we do, for example. The plus point of being a heavyweight is we are more stable, perhaps, over some of the bumps. Oh, although we're so bad on the landings, it's shocking, really. The Monaro is there having a look. It's going to look to the outside here. It will probably try and duck underneath. Nope, can't do it. We will hold it up for a bit if we can. I'm trying to use the outside, kind of slingshot off the corner there as best I can. It's very difficult. We are kind of just clinging on for dear life in the rally fighter at the moment. The Escort and that Monaro are going to be looking for a way past in no time. We seem to have left the Crown Vic, though. That's something, at least. Do we have more straight line speed than the Monaro is the real question here. It looks pretty even in terms... I mean, I'm not surprised by that either. We've probably got a little more power than the Monaro. It's probably a bit lighter than us. We will get ourselves turned through here. And Punch Arcus, yeah, it struggled actually through there. The Diora has actually joined in the fight as well. So the Diora is looking like it wants to come and get involved. That's a concern. I'm hoping the Diora... So we're not bad on bumps. We're bad at the really heavy landings, but bumps themselves aren't too bad. We were not good through turn one. We got punted through the air. Thought the Monaro would have dove to the inside, to be honest with you. It's got the move done there if it can stop, which it doesn't look like it can. So we will take that position back, although it's going to get a good run on the exit, and it will be through. Now got to deal with a Diora that is carrying a lot of momentum. Oh, I'm out of position. Diora's sliding through that one. The Escort's getting involved as well. We're not keen on giving this up if we don't have to. And of course, I don't have to really worry about the water. The water doesn't slow me down anywhere. Diora tries to shoot the outside, but so there was space on the outside. I don't know how it ended up bumping sort of into the back of us and picking itself out wide. We are really a bit of a rolling roadblock at the moment. In this, we'll try and slow ourselves down for the hairpin. We've got a couple of laps. The Monaro seems to really struggle mid-corner in some of these. The Monaro just suddenly seems to lose all of its speed. It's very fast, and then in some places just very not, which is curious. It's certainly not the easiest of things to be driving. I've got to really back it off through turn 1 because I just don't trust my car in places. We're going to hit this jump, so it's really going to be a sort of cling on for third job, I think, here. Both the cars behind look a little bit faster in places. The Escort's going to try and send it around the outside. It might actually do this because I've not really got the grip, although it's going to be on a weird line through here. Can it get turned? It can't. I just got nothing. My steering just gave up on that. Yeah, it's not. You can't do that. This isn't actually the first car I've had that just can't take that corner. The rest of the lap is not too bad. It's just so bad there. What was the other car I had? I had something a little while ago. Was it the Ranger? It might have been the Ford Ranger, actually. Big, heavy SUV thing that which refused to turn at that section, which is weird because it's like not. Everyone else is so much quicker than me through there, but then we come here and like that hairpin that should theoretically be harder. We're not too bad compared to the stuff around us. I mean, I know this is never going to be a good handling vehicle. There is no doubt about that. But yeah, this doesn't seem to be able to make the use of the banking like some of the other cars, which is a real problem. We just can't carry momentum. We were clinging on quite well for a few laps. It was going well, and then it quickly stopped going well for us, unfortunately, here. The Diora and the Escort are having a massive squabble. Take a slightly different line through there. It's not actually an ideal line, but it's probably faster than us, understeering a mile wide. So I guess that is something. And I mean, if those two stumble over each other, there is a podium in the offing, pretty much. Here we're not too bad either. I don't know what it is about that corner down there that's a real problem. The Escort, oh, that was a little bit cheeky. Oh, I've murdered the Escort. Did not mean to murder the Escort. I think they missed the checkpoint. I didn't want to lift through there, and we absolutely pile-drived it into the wall. I thought we could get away without. I thought we had enough steering not to, but we murdered it completely. So, yeah, that's... That's my bad on that one. I'm sorry. That is the downside of small light car versus big heavy car. Yeah, they ended up in the wall, and we had a run, but I just couldn't stop it. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Couldn't stop ourselves from understeering just a little bit too far wide, and gave it a very big squeak. I mean, the Rally Fighter is a brute. The Rally Fighter is a brute in that one. It was a good... if I could have figured out... Maybe if I could have figured out that sort of second corner sooner, it would have been the way to go. But yeah, it's not great. It's not great around there. But there we go. It's funny. It's a very silly car there. We head, well, to a cross-country circuit. This is the kind of temple cross-country. I really, really like this circuit. Not going to be great for me, let's be honest, but we'll give it a try. We'll go. The game, I'm using all my good grid spots on a car that's at best a third-place car. I'm slightly annoyed at that the Baja circuit. I feel like if I could have figured out that corner, we might have had a bit more of a chance to get on the podium. Here, I mean, we've got maybe acceleration is not too terrible. We don't have to deal with big banked corners or anything. There's a small jump, which the landing zone is water, which won't really affect me at all. So that's something. Oh no, there's two jumps actually, isn't there? Because there's the first one. There's one onto the platform here. But other than that, yeah, we've got one jump further around. We'll see what we can do really with this. We have twisted slightly on takeoff there. which is not what we needed to be doing. I mean, we can make up as much time as we like at the start here. I think we're going to be caught at some point. You know, it's the Diora, the Monaro are going to come. The Escort might not work here as well. I think the Escort might struggle on the more extreme kind of cross-country circuits. The bumps, although I'll tell you what, the jump, the main jump at the Baja circuit is absolutely massive. So if it's landing that okay, it's probably not got too much to fear. Unfortunately for me, the Diora is already up into second, so that is likely to cause us grief. Well, that is a problem. Well, it wasn't a very good line through there. We were struggling to get the car to behave. We're going slightly early on the brakes. I know we're going to understeer ourselves wide. I just didn't want to go as wide as Ollie has back there with that Diora, although I'm understeering my way through here. We're still at slightly odd lines, the both of us. I think we'll come out of this still with the lead. So yeah, it's going to be the main battle, and I suspect this will go the way that a lot of these have gone, where I hold on for a bit, and in the end the Diora is just a little bit too fast. Although I feel like this is a little bit happier here than it has been in the past at some of the other circuits, but yeah, we'll see what we can do. I'm not really bothering to aim away from the water. I'm not really feeling like I need to. However, I don't know whether that might be a mistake in the end. The Diora tries to get the pass to the inside, can't do it. The Monaro is starting to climb up through the field. That's up to third. I can't afford to miss my brakes like that. That is a really bad place to be missing the brakes. Definitely can't afford to miss the brakes through here. Not really an overtaking spot, but a corner where big mistakes can happen, really. Oh, there's been a crash further back. I'm going to hazard a guess the wall might have claimed its first victim. I'm going to guess it might have been the Monaro, actually, that has gone into the wall. The Diora is there. I'm trying to squeeze it to the inside, make it so that it can't carry any speed through the corner. Basically, trying to pinch it to the inside and cut it off. It's at the same time a bit cheeky, but it is fair enough to do. We just can't land. That's another area. The Diora was getting a better landing than we were. We are going to make the Rally Fighter wide and end up back across in front of it. It's still going to be looking. I'm going to give it the inside through here. I can't get my car across anyway, even if I didn't want to give it the inside, because it's moving about a lot. We will try and defend a bit down here. I mean, it is just going to be defensive stations for us here. All it is going to be full-on defensive driving against the Diora. Did Ollie miss the checkpoint? If you got the checkpoint there, that's a hell of a job. Fair play. We were defending like crazy through there. A little bit of lag from Ollie through that final corner as a drag race to the line. Ollie's on a tight line through here, and he's going to slide out wide. So we're going to try and get the Rally Fighter to the inside here, which we do, but we're on a bit of a funky line now all the way through here. It will potentially work. Ollie is it's a little bit jittery in that. Makes it very difficult to judge quite where it is. But we're side by side over the bridge once more. Is Ollie? So I'm hoping Ollie's going to run wide here. We're going to try. No, it doesn't. Parks it quite nicely. I'm going to try and cut back underneath if they did. Although we get a great run off the corner here for the Rally Fighter. We've got some straight line speed. I've got nowhere to go with it. We pretty much land on the back of the Diora that is sliding around up ahead. Can I duck underneath it here? No, Ollie does exactly what I did last lap around. Good car positioning there, just to make it awkward. We are not close enough here to really do all that much, I don't think, unless there is a mistake from that, because the twisty bit is where the Diora is better through all of this. Ollie is a little bit wide on the first part, but it's much better through the second. There is nothing that we can do. It was a great fight. In the end, it would go the way of the Hot Wheels car. I'll take it. I'll take the second. It is. It was a great battle. Yeah, we couldn't quite match. We couldn't quite match the Diora, but it's only a few tenths in it. The Monaro, actually, the Monaro wasn't as quick around it. That was a circuit that we ignore the DeLorean. It's irrelevant. It's way faster than us. But missed checkpoint dropped it back. But yeah, interestingly, the Rally Fighter came good there. It actually, we found a circuit where it worked. It was actually competitive. The fact that it was faster than that Monaro was a very good sign. That was a hell of a battle. Well done, Ollie. Enjoyed that one. Shame it was a little bit of lag at the start of the lap, but I think the Diora just had us beat a smidge there. But it was a wonderful, wonderful fight. We head to the river scramble, and having found... Oh, we're on the... Game, I am ruining all of my... My grid luck. Oh no. We're on pole again, and this is a track my car's really not going to like. We found somewhere where it worked. It worked at the Temple Circuit, but here it's not. This is not great. Not only is there more tarmac on this than any of the other circuits, and fast tarmac corners at that as well, it's kind of some fiddly dirt sections. I mean, the water splash is the only bit we'll be half competent at. The rest of it's not going to be great. We're not going to be fighting for third place here. But I mean, I'll do the very best that I can. Right, we've got some acceleration. We're good off the line. We'll have a good run up the hill. But yeah, we are going to be slow in these corners. I mean, it's kind of to be expected. There may be kind of one jump further back, further around the circuit that is not really significant though. I've got this braking zone here. This is significant for the cars. The Diora looks like a right handful in some of these. I wonder if the Dioras can't be rear-wheel drive, but I wonder if it's still quite rear-biased or something. Nothing really slides its way through that section. I see a shadow of I thought it was a sideways Monaro. There's a Monaro having a look behind us. Oh, we've got a bump through there. The Diora's very oversteery, a lot more oversteery than I've got lots of understeer going on in this. The Diora gets oversteer before it understeers by the looks of it. The Monaro had a look around the outside, couldn't do it. It's going to cut back to the inside down here. I don't think I'm going to have an answer to it, although the Monaro doesn't actually have that much grip either. The Monaro is all about acceleration as well. Ollie's made a little mistake. That Hot Wheels car is slow on the exit here, but where the hell am I going to go? Not around the outside of the tarmac corner, because I really have got no grip, and that is going to allow the Monaro to work its way through. So, I mean, yeah, the Diora is not easy to drive either. Like that thing. In fact, all three of these cars here are not particularly easy to drive around any of these circuits. You can see us all struggling with a whole load of understeer at this one. We will make our way through. Me and Ollie taking pretty much identical understeery lines. Do I lose much speed going through the centre of the water? No, honestly, not that much. The Diora does, though. And that's the difference, really, for us. A tiny bit there. We end up in the wall. I think the Monaro's probably got the measure of the two big boats. I don't really care about that. That can just go and do its own thing. The hope that we got is that the Diora makes a little mistake somewhere again. That's probably going to be our best shot at beating it. If I can get in front of it, I can maybe make life awkward for it, because it certainly doesn't look comfy down this section. The Rally Fighter is not terrible under braking, I will give it that. And we are at least a half-decent bit composed. And again, like down here, it's not bad. We gain a little bit through that section. It's a shame we're so slow on the tarmac here. If we get rid of some of the understeer here, it actually wouldn't be too shabby. But we just lose so much through that corner, through here as well, that it's going to put us it's going to make it really difficult for us to catch that Diora. Ollie playing it risky with the tree. Does get it stopped and turned. We will bump a wall that can't do too much about. That. We were sort of committed to that one, and there's plenty of understeer going on ahead of us. I'm just going to hit the centre of the water and be done with it. I haven't really got the steering to get across to the left, and to the right you make it really awkward into this corner. So I've got more than enough power and ride height that I don't really need to worry about it. Alright, if the squabble up ahead can keep those cars slow enough that there might be a way for us to sneak up to it, that would be good, because we're coming up towards a section where we've actually not been too bad, and the Diora has kind of struggled, and it was all the way out of position on the way into here. So could we look for a sneaky way past? Probably not quite close enough, because again we would be on the wrong side. We get a good run out onto the tarmac, but we'd have to be looking to the outside, which would be no good for us. The big leany truck. Oh, I turned it. I turned in waiting for some understeer to go on, and I turned in a little too soon. I mean, I think we were always going to be struggling, and it was just throw the kitchen sink at it kind of a section here. But yeah, beans. We've completely screwed it on the final lap as well. Slightly disappointing in myself on that one. Yeah, I was, because it is such an understeery vehicle, I know it struggles in that tarmac section, so it was a kind of predict how much understeer you're going to get almost. And we've pulled well clear of 5th, which is something. Honestly, this was closer to those cars than I ever thought it was going to be. I thought we were going to really struggle here. But it is only the final section of the lap. The first part of the lap we're not great at. This final section of the final bit of the lap we have been fast at, relatively speaking. I mean, it's been a couple. The Dior has been a little bit of sort of traffic and been fighting has kind of helped me in this one. But yeah, we're not going to be close enough for anything here. We are not. There's some semblance of decency in the Rally Fighter, which has surprised me at this circuit. Yeah, bad final lap. Surprisingly quick considering I messed up turn 1. So I feel like the rest of that lap was fast. It's just a goofed turn 1. Blew any chance we had around that one. There was a little bit more speed in that. I think we could have probably got maybe... I think we and the Diora weren't that far apart. I think we could have maybe challenged that had we got it right on that final lap. But that's better than I thought it was. That was way better than I thought it was going to be. So I will take that. I will take the 4th place. We were way closer to the fight with the big old Rally Fighter. Yeah, silly mistake, bumped a tree, and that was that. For our final race, we head to the Airfield cross-country circuit. Bloody hell, game! This is ridiculous now. So many pole positions. To be fair, we have got the Monaro and the Diora all around us, so this should be interesting. I think this circuit might be a little bit more like the Temple track in layout, in style. So if the Rally Fighter, well, I started off thinking the Rally Fighter was going to be good on the big jumps and so on, and that didn't quite happen. If it's going to be good somewhere, this might be another circuit where it does well. Like the Monaro oddly struggled there. And so I wonder whether that has some strange handling quirks with this kind of style track compared to, for example, that previous one where it was actually pretty rapid. I don't know. We'll find out as we go. There is a bit of a big jump there. It's not the nicest for me. We're on actually a slightly weird line through here, which is not good. That's actually a way faster corner than I realised as well. Downside for me here is I don't know this layout very well. I have driven it a few times, but not very often. It's nowhere near compared to some of the other circuits on the game. So yeah, I'm not always sure what corners are quite as fast as others. We're kind of guessworking a little bit through here. The Monaro may have just outright speed on us a little bit. This is a very quick track. Oh, the hot rod is there to the inside. Didn't realise it was going to have a dive to the inside on that one. Didn't mean to squeeze it across there. And the Diora has got past as we ended up out wide. The Crown Vic has come to join in the fun here. We are going to try and duck under the Crown Vic through the next part, and we will get that position back again as we take off at a funny angle. Of course we will. Oh, way too much understeer there for me. I think understeer isn't quite... I think these... siren is going on up ahead. I think how on earth did that escort get the checkpoint if it did? That's... missed it by a mile, so that's some desync for you right there. What was I going to say? Yeah, the really high-speed corners here are just a little bit too much for the Rally Fighter. The Rally Fighter leans a bit too much through here. We kind of want some like medium-speed corners. That seems to be where we excel at in relative terms, and that is a relative excel at. We're not exactly great. Couldn't dash it up to third, a car we haven't seen running around towards the front as of yet, but that is, I think, because this is a very different type of circuit. We are all out of shape through there. We will do exactly the same as we did last lap in terms of getting past the Crown Vic. Oh, we're going to understeer like crazy here anyway. So, Crown Vic's fighting with Bumblebee. Of course, there is side-by-side action still for third, which will also quickly become for fourth. Monaro is gone, the Diora's kind of a bit gone as well. This battle here against the Escort and the Lambo, well, we would be involved in. What of all the bloody things, why would that slow down this? Although the Escort's then eaten a similar piece of debris in the next section. Can we just sweep down inside on the exit, we might be able to. And the downside I have with the Rally Fighter, of course, is it's got great acceleration, but top speed is severely limited. Its aerodynamics are terrible. Oh, Crown Vic is having a look there. It's unlikely to work, though. So we will slot back past it. Oh, it's going to land on us. There we go. There was a car hat from the Crown Vic. An aerial takedown was almost had by the by the Ford. Camaro is behind us. I mean, the Crown Vic's even worse than us in the corners, which is saying something, really. DeLorean missed a checkpoint, trying to catch the leaders, but that's going to come back past us again. Oh, they put that bit of street furniture back for reasons we don't know. Crown Vic found the one that on the outside there that's unnecessarily mean, really. We can't turn our car fantastically well in there, but it is a better line through there than we had on the first couple of laps. So yeah, like the Countach and the Escort haven't really vanished. If we can get things right, there's always a slither of a chance, especially if they fight one another. They might slow each other down in some places, and I'm hoping they might clear any sort of street furniture debris out of the way for us. God, the understeer there is so bad. That corner there is where we lose almost all of our lap time. And the Escort has missed a checkpoint, so that is a place for us. We run in there with way too much speed. That's far too much, but we'll get away with it because there is the room on the outside. We'll lose a little bit of sort of lap time, if you like. But there was room on the outside to get away with it. I've got to be careful. I don't want to go too far wide there because we know there's that debris that will slow down the vehicle. The Crown Vic's going to have to look the long way round, and I'm happy to let it try that because I don't think it's going to have the grip to make that one work, and indeed it won't. We couldn't get to the Countach. We kind of kept it close on that final lap. We fended off against the Crown Vic. The Escort was unlucky to have missed a checkpoint. We'll end up with a fifth. Yeah, I didn't really. I think our lack of high-speed grip just let us down in that one. The Diora was going a little bit faster than the Monaro there. Yeah, the Diora is much better. I wonder why it was good at the Temple circuit. I wonder why my car worked there. It's a weird one. We had a great sort of mid-pack battle though in all of that. It was very good fun. So there we go. I mean, that was some off-roading with movie and TV cars. The Rally Fighter was a dumb choice in many ways, and it wasn't great. To be fair, it ran better than I thought it was going to at a few places. Ran worse in places I thought it was going to be good at, and then ran well in places I didn't think it would work at. So, you know, there's always some fun weirdness, but yeah, there we go. That is going to be it for this video. If you would like to sign up to take part in the next one of these, you can via our Discord. There'll be a link in the description. Find the Versus the Community sign-up section, and you can register to take part in there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.